Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. I am Clady. I'm going to be your host for the next 2 weeks. Well, actually, we're already 3 days in. Today is challenge number 2. So hopefully I'm going to see more and more people joining on this challenge. I can see the chat. I can see a lot of activity. I was saying hello before on the chat. Hi, Axel. Hi, Lawrence, Samantha, Sean, Sam, Camilo, Valder here, Carla, Beatriz, Naman, Lucia. Hi everyone, where are you guys from? I can see a name that I recognize. I know that some of you are from here. At the moment, I'm in San Francisco. I'm streaming live from the beautiful Adobe studio in San Francisco, the Adobe Live studio in California. But as you guys know, I'm Italian. I'm an Italian designer, but I'm based in Manchester. I love to travel. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I enjoy taking planes, and probably the airport are my home. Every airport is my home at the moment in the past 2 years. So thank you so much for being here with me. Today we're gonna have some fun. As I promised during the introduction day, we're gonna create some very colorful, bold, amazing artwork with Photoshop. Even today's challenge is going to be accessible for beginners, but as well as I said yesterday, if you are an experienced user, you can put your own twist, and I'm always excited to see your work on Discord. So let's start by looking at today's challenge, and I invite you guys to go on behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. This is the main landing page for the challenges. If you guys were not with us yesterday or the day before, make sure to go on behance.net/challenge/Photoshop to get on the challenges. You do so by clicking this big blue button, take the challenge, and once you do so, you're gonna start receiving notification about the challenges, and you can access and unlock the challenges. The challenge will be unlocked day by day. As you can see, this is the second one. While we are here, I invite you to press on Get Started in order to download the file. Actually, today is not a file to start with. I've prepared a library. So your page is going to be a little bit different from mine because, of course, it's already in my library. But if you click on Get Started, you should be able to see a little save link over here. And if you click on Save, of course, you need to be logged in with your Adobe ID. It will sync in your Photoshop library. So if you want to get started while I introduce you the community chat for those who are not part of our big Photoshop family yet, make sure that you click on the link and get the images. So we're gonna jump in Photoshop right after having a look at Discord. So Discord is the community chat. You can access it by clicking on community chat over here on the landing page of the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. Once you click on this link, you can log in on Discord. As you guys probably already know, if you've been with me in the past day, I do have an app on my desktop. So let me just show you how this look like. You can have it also on your phone. Sometimes when I review your works, I'm actually reviewing it from my mobile. Discord is an amazing place to be. You can meet other creative, other designer. You can get feedback on your work, and don't be shy. As I always say, this is a safe zone. We are here to learn. I make mistake, and I learn from you guys. So also, you're doing a favor to other people by sharing your work, because the feedback and the comment that will be made to your artwork may be helpful. Actually, I'm sure that they're helpful for many other people that maybe they don't have the time to do it because they're at work or for whatever other reason. So please share, ask questions, because you're actually helping the entire community. If you have any direct question, feel free to give me a shout. I'm part of the mentor here next to Sam, Tammy, and Tim, and I'm sure that there are other mentors that are in and out the chat and they're happy to help. We have over 1,000 people now, so it's a beautiful place where you can talk about design in the chat. You can get inspired by the past challenges, and of course you can see the challenges that are live now with me. This was yesterday, challenges number 1. You guys have done an amazing job. I spent my afternoon yesterday reviewing your work. Well done. And I've seen the difference. Again, if you're a beginner, just focus on the new tool and keep doing it using different images. If you're an advanced user, take it to the next level. Like I've seen you guys, some of you have replaced the window, replaced the sky, matched the color. Well done, everyone. It was very, very exciting. So let's jump into Photoshop, but I'm actually gonna do something, gonna take probably 15 seconds, because yesterday when we were talking about graffiti, I promised you to share an image, but I couldn't find it. So I made sure that it was ready for you guys. So that's me some years ago with my graffiti. So yeah, I'm a big lover of graffiti. Now, these images are not online anymore, because again, I don't have the time. I run a business and I'm up to I still do a lot of fun things, but I don't get the time to get my hands dirty with spray can. But let's jump and create some amazing stuff with Photoshop today. And actually today challenge speaks about the fact that working digitally can help you to achieve what in the past we used to do in an analog way. We're gonna create a collage. In the past collage, we had to get paper, scissor and glue. Well, now we can do everything with the amazing power of Photoshop. And today we're gonna learn some tool to create realistic collages. So I hope everyone has saved the library, because we're gonna be needing it for this collage. You are free, welcome and free to use your own images, to download more images from Adobe Stock. But if you wanna create what I'm gonna create today, make sure that you save the library from the behance.net/challenge/Photoshop challenge number 2. So let's get started by creating a new artwork here, a new document. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the amazing Photoshop presets. I'm gonna go ahead and click on Art and Illustration tab, and I'm gonna use a poster. If you're looking to print this poster, make sure that the resolution is 300 dpi and the color mode is CMYK. I'm not gonna look to print this one, I'm gonna publish it digitally, so I can keep the color mode in RGB. If you have questions about color modes, I don't have much time to go through everything today during the stream, but feel free to ask me in Discord and I'll be happy to explain that a little bit deeper for you guys. Resolution, I'm gonna set it to 150 and I'm gonna press on Create to create a new document. Here we are. If we then go to the libraries, if you guys were with me on the intro day, we prepared our interface and we called it DCC, so we all should have the same interface. If you have moved something like me, I was playing with the character panel, make sure to reset it. If you are not sure what I'm talking about, go back on the replay, and on the intro day, you will know how to set up your workspace here in Photoshop. So let's get started. First thing that I'm gonna do is to start to drag in this image over here, which has an horizontal line. The reason why I'm gonna click and drag this image here into my document, the reason why I'm starting with this image is because it gives me the idea of the perspective. So I usually start from an horizon point, so then when I place different elements, I can actually have an idea of what it comes forward, what is the background. So that's why I usually start with an image that has an horizontal line that gives me an idea of perspective. This one is a kind of a Tron grid as well, so helps even more with the line going towards the horizon. I'm gonna press Command T to transform, and I'm gonna click Option and drag towards one of the edges here of the photo in order to enlarge the image, but it stays fixed in the center, and that's because we're keeping Alt clicked. And I'm just gonna drag it up to the top. Maybe I'm gonna make it even a little bit bigger. I'm still pressing on Alt, Option on the Mac, and moving a little bit down so the margin on the photo actually matches the margin of the document. And I'm gonna hit Return to accept the transformation. Let's see what's going on the chat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Vandam, Abel. Oh yeah, there is also the banana tool. You'll learn how to put the banana tool in the intro day. So if you were not there with us on the introduction day, make sure to go and watch the video because it's quite funny. So after we set up our background, I'm gonna start to import the foreground. So we have a general idea of the surreal landscape. I've selected this desert photo. And by the way, my photos don't have a watermark because I've licensed them. if you're not licensed yours, they will not have a, they will still have the watermark. You can still do your artwork with the watermark. Of course, it looks a bit confusing, but if you're ever gonna use it to publish it, make sure that you license images. If you're just practicing, it's okay to use the watermark version. So I'm gonna click and drag the sand dunes here, and I'm gonna put it into position. And again, I'm gonna press Option or Alt and drag the corners to enlarge it to a size which I think it will work. And that's something that I'm happy with. Once I'm happy with the dimension, I'm gonna press Return in order to accept the transformation. Now, I really wanna get rid of this sky because we are using this pink beautiful background as the sky. And in order to create this selection, I'm gonna go on the Quick Selection tool over here on your toolbar on the left. I'm gonna zoom on these little guys, a very, very useful tool. And I'm gonna click on Select Subject. As some of you already know, Select Subject is a new feature of Photoshop CC 2019 and works with the amazing Sensei, which is the Photoshop Artificial Intelligence. If you guys are working with a previous version of Photoshop, remember, you can always go on the link that I've shown you before, which was the behance.net/challenge/Photoshop, and scroll down, and here on the left of the page you'll be able to download the latest version as a trial. So if you want to follow and have work in the exactly the same way in which I'm working, make sure to download the latest version here. So let's go back into Photoshop. Sensei has picked up those little cloud over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit my marquee tool and press Alt in order to subtract the selection. So as you can see, by clicking Alt, we have a little minus next to our selector of the marquee tool, and we subtracted some area of the selection. Now we're gonna create a layer mask, and we're gonna do so by clicking on this button here at the bottom of your layer panel. Let's see, it's this guy over here with the circle in the middle. And here we go, we created a mask. Now, the cool things of Photoshop layer mask is that are really easy to edit. You need to make sure that the focus, so this little outline here, white outline, is on the mask when you want to edit the mask. Make sure that, because you can change the focus from the image into the mask. So we really want to work into the mask in order to reveal or hide certain elements. And that's what pretty much the job of a layer mask is. The layer mask allow you to conceal some elements, which are the ones that are in black, and reveal some other elements, which are the ones that are in white. So it determines the visible part of a layer. Sorry for my Italian English. Sometimes I make up words which are with a complete different accent, or they're just Italian words that I try to make sound English. So that happens often. So again, if you want, for example, hide a little bit more, so we're gonna conceal this little area over here because we want quite a sharp edge, like if you remember how the collage where when you go with the scissor, you're gonna have some, jittered edge. So I'm gonna remove this kind of shadow and background. I'm not gonna do so by clicking on the B keyboard, which triggers the brush tool over here. Make sure that we have the default color, which are black and white. If you have different color, just hit D on your keyboard in order to trigger here the default color. And I'm gonna press X to swap the foreground and the background. So I make sure that I have black on the foreground, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint over on my mask. Again, make sure that the focus is here on your mask. And I'm just gonna paint it in black and hide this area that I don't want in my collage. So that's one technique that you guys can use, but let's move on because I really want to show you a little bit more here in terms of tools to cut out images and create a collage. I'm gonna bring this diamond ring in, and the reason why I decided to use a commercial elements in this Surreal Collage is because the power of collage, is not just artwork. It's a quite popular way of doing advertising at the moment as well. It talks to all generations because it's very attractive and colorful for the younger generation, and it also triggers people that used to do collage again with the scissor and glue. So I think it's a very way to communicate in terms of advertising. And if you want to do an advertising, I'll show you my final piece. I actually created a collage as if it was a piece of print advertising for a jewelry brand. So let's use this ring in the collage and see how can we have fun with it. We're gonna go back on our quick selection tool and see what the Magic Sensei does here. Okay, so as you can see, Sensei has missed a little bit of the top part, and I'm gonna show you a very quick tool in order to make your selection bigger. If you go into Filter and Other and Maximum, you'll be able to make your selection bigger here. As you can see, it moves a little bit over. And then you can preserve the roundness. So if you see here, we selected roundness instead of squareness because we're working on a circular image as a ring. And I'm gonna press OK. And sorry, I'm gonna go back into the selection and create another mask. Again, we have a little bit of color missing here, but we can go back. In this case, we need white because we want to reveal. And I'm gonna click on the brush tool and paint in whatever is missing from my selection. Okay, so let's move forward. I have a moon here and I'm gonna drag it in. Again, guys, I'm gonna show you some other inspiration because those are just something that I came up with, but with the collage, I invite you and encourage you to go as bold and wild, as crazy as you want. That's the beauty of it. And that was my promise at the beginning of the intro stream. Those days with me are days to create new portfolio pieces. Make sure that you go ahead and create portfolio pieces that represent you. So I look forward very much to see what's going to be your take on this challenge. In order to select the moon, we go back on our quick selection tool. I think we don't need to disturb Sensei for this one. I think we can just go ahead and click, making sure that we have our plus here on the option bar for our selection tool. So we're adding pixel to the selection. It worked very fast. I'm gonna go ahead and create a layer mask, and I'm gonna press Command T to move it around so it fits the ring, and I'm gonna place it below the ring here. Maybe make it a little bit smaller by pressing Command T to transform, pressing Option to constrain proportion and the center, and I'm gonna click Return. Now I'm gonna talk about another element which is still a mask but is a clipping mask. Differently from a layer mask, a clipping mask works on whatever layer is below. So if we press and create a new layer on top of the moon, and then we hit Alt on our keyboard, you see this little arrow pointing down on my layer, between the layer panel? That's a clipping mask. So if now I grab my brush and select, let's see, a nice turquoise color, and we go over this layer. Oops, sorry, I need to have my brush selected in order to paint. I'm gonna make my brush larger, and I'm gonna paint over it. As you see, it's only, even if I paint over here, it doesn't affect it, because the only layer, the only visibility that is triggering a clipping mask is the visibility of the layer below. Clipping mask can also be stacked, so you can put one on top of the other. And I'm gonna keep this here actually, change the blending mode into linear burn. That looks actually very cool. I hope you guys are liking this. Let me look at the chat. Oh, there is a birthday going on. Anna. Oh, Anna, I hope you're doing good. I hope you have a beautiful, lovely birthday today. Happy birthday. Hi, everyone. Hi, Rafael, Filipa, Julio or Julio, Pokian. But happy birthday, Anna. I wish I saw that before, so I was going to put a cake into my collage as well. But guys, so this is the take, the main tool that I wanted to show you today is the masking technique. So our friend's quick selection tool and select subject. And I'm going to show you what my final take of this surreal collage was. Let's see if I have this file here. Should be this one. I just wanted to show you where the final piece was because I don't have enough time to put it together. All the images that I've used are there in the library, so in your own time you can actually use more and more of them and layer it and use your own. But this is what the final result could be. Again, I put logo here because I really want to give you a hint that this is not just an artwork. I mean, it can be a poster, an artwork that you can put in your room, but that can work as an advert. I've tried to enhance the ring as much as possible because, you know, if it's going to be a jewelry advert, that's has to be the prominent subject here. But let's go and put this in our Behance page so we can review it afterward. I'm actually going to be able to share this. I'm going to share my final one on Discord as well, so you guys can have it as a reference. But at the moment, we have a few minutes probably to add the project on our Behance project that we created yesterday. Here we go with DCC with Clady. I'm going to click on this little wheel and press on edit. And I'm going to scroll down and over at the bottom of the image, add the text layer. I'm going to call it challenge number 2. Surreal Collage. I don't remember if yesterday. I'm just going to leave it as challenge number 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert media. And I should have a copy on my desktop. Perfect. Here we go. And again, if you want, you can create a separate project, or you can keep all the different challenges in the same project. Make sure that you have used the keyword yesterday. If not, you can add it today. You do so by going in setting, discoverability, and here we need the PS daily challenge keyword. That's very useful because whoever is going to review it, or even if you or other people that participate to the challenge want to review it, all you need to do, I'm going to click on save here now and save again. All you need to do is go on your main profile, or you can just go on Behance homepage and you can actually search using the keyword. So I'm going to use PS daily challenge. And as you can see, someone already used it for yesterday artwork. I've seen more project. Let's see all project. It goes with the most appreciated one. So make sure that you have the most relevant, because otherwise it just takes you to the most appreciated. So make sure that you actually select them all. I'm gonna post those links on Discord as well, because I want you guys to have some inspiration with these collages. Go wild. You're free to use my images, but there are plenty of images that you can use. Use your own photo, use your own pet, use your own selfie. Feel free to go crazy. Please, I want you guys to blow my mind. I really look forward to see where your take in the challenge is gonna be. Remember, the key tool for this challenge is the quick selection tool and masking technique. I have about 1 minute left, and let's see if I can squeeze in another very quick tool, which is the quick selection mask. I'm gonna use that with the previous selection that we had of the sand. I'm gonna click Command to activate the selection, and then if you press on Q with the letter Q on your keyboard, look what happened. Everything that is red is what you're hiding, and you can change your selection so quickly. So again, load your selection by hitting Command and clicking on the mask, and then you can use Q also to change your selection. This is another super quick way to select and refine selection. So for example, if I wanted to hide a little bit of the top over here, I work with a brush and I make sure that I'm using black to conceal, make my brush smaller, and everything that it turns red is gonna be hidden from the selection. Here we go. And then if I wanna bring it back, I just switch into white and bring it back in. So this is another very quick way of using a masking tool with the quick selection. We have about probably less than a minute to say goodbye. I want to say happy birthday to Anna again. Thank you so much for being here during your birthday. I'm going to go and send you a little private message and wishing you happy birthday as well. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Mandy. Guys, I hope to see you tomorrow for challenge number 3. I'm going to catch up with you on Discord. And today we have a different schedule for yesterday. So I think yesterday you guys were with Savannah, where today you are going to be drawing and painting. So of course, this morning was with me doing the creative challenge, later drawing and painting with Victoria Pablo after me, and then XD Andrea Hawk, and then XD Design System with Christine Fan. Guys, we have a busy day, so have fun, stay tuned, and I see you tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful day.